Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this special meeting of the Planning and Development Council of the Town of Oakville. We have regrets this evening from Councillor Knoll, and I will now ask if there are any declarations of pecuniary interest. I see none. I wonder if we could have a mover and seconder to move into Committee of the Whole. Councillor Giddings and Councillor Duddick, all in favor? And that is carried. Council, we're here to do two things. We need to give instructions this evening to our legal counsel on how to respond to the appeal in the matter of the Bronny Green application on Bronny Road, occupying what's popularly known as the Sawwet Golf Course and the ends lands across the street. And for that purpose, on this agenda, we will, of course, resolve into a session closed to the public because of the legal advice subject to solicitor-client privilege that we'll be seeking. When we come out of camera on that, we will announce what the instructions that we will give will be once we know what they are. But the first matter that brings us here tonight is the expansion of the natural heritage system. And I wonder if you could assist me first, Council. On the resolution that I've distributed, would you strike the word valley? That's a typo. There's an urban river valley designation in the Greenbelt Plan that we've used before, but it was not our intention to restrict the request here tonight to only the valley. So it's an important distinction. And what I'll be asking you to adopt is the resolution without the word valley. So there's a bit of background here. The town has requested the province to include the publicly owned lands within the Greenbelt Plan. And the urban river valley designation in the Greenbelt Plan is only available for publicly owned lands. We all have been through that before in previous expansions requests. Provincial staff have advised that the town should designate the publicly owned Merton lands in our official plan as natural heritage lands. This would be, in other words, to give status, our natural heritage system or town greenbelt status to the lands. The town, in another, had things turned out differently in the study of the Merton lands, the town would have brought forward an official plan amendment reflecting the comprehensive study undertaken on the Merton lands, and in that, I believe we would have been designating the natural heritage lands as natural area if Bronny Green had not cut short the study process by jumping the queue and fleeing the process that we had set up in our official plan and appealing prematurely in respect of its lands and the ends lands across the street on Bronny Road from them. So, and also another consideration tonight is that the province's 10-year review of the Greenbelt Plan is now underway. And we want that process to protect and grow the Greenbelt too. And so I believe it would assist, and also I've been told that the province is looking for opportunities to expand the Greenbelt. So it would assist everything if we could pass tonight the following resolution, which, with your permission, I would move, even though I'm in the chair. And if you require strict adherence to the bylaw, I'll pass the chair to read the resolution. Does anyone need that? All right. I see no objection. I take that as consent to waive the bylaw. And Council directs town staff to schedule a public meeting as soon as possible to consider an official plan amendment which would designate the publicly owned lands in the Merton study area with the appropriate natural heritage designation, thereby ensuring that the town does not lose the opportunity offered by the 10-year review of the Greenbelt Plan. And because we're in Committee of the Whole, we don't actually require a second for that. And I'm open to your questions and or statements of opposition or support, whichever there will be. Councillor Lapworth?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. When you read it out, you used the word offered by by the 10-year review rather than afforded by.
Afforded is the word.
Yeah. I thought I heard offered. No? My apologies. Thank you.
Well, we all wrestle with fairly bad acoustics. Councillor Elger, your next.
I have no questions whatsoever, and I fully endorse what you have brought before us tonight, and I'm really pleased to see it, and this is the beginning. So thank you so much, Mayor.
Others? It may be that it would be appropriate to have a recorded vote, because that way it would be in the minutes that it was unanimous and otherwise it wouldn't. So, under our procedure bylaw, I would ask for those to stand. I was so used to it not working, I forgot it worked. I'll back up. So in order to have the minutes reflect that it was unanimous, we should now have a recorded vote. And I would ask those who wish to be recorded in support of the resolution to stand and be named. On the mic. Councillor Adams, Councillor Grant, Councillor Lapworth, Councillor Elger, Mayor Burton, Councillor Hutchins, Councillor Giddings, Councillor DeMoff, Councillor Duddick, Councillor Robinson, and Councillor O'Meara. I declare that the motion carried unanimously, and I thank you very much, Council. Now, the next matter is instructions to legal counsel on the Bronny Green Corporation appeal. And Madam Clerk, if I could just have the statutory wording.
Oh, sorry.
A long one, but it's here somewhere. I'll just take the book. Okay. So, Council, we need a mover for the following motion, that Council meet in a session closed to the public for the purpose of considering advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose, as well as litigation or potential litigation, including matters before administrative tribunals affecting the municipality. Councillor Hutchins moves it. All those in favor? Opposed, if any? That carries. And Madam Clerk, we now need the chamber arranged for a meeting closed to the public for these purposes. I would just advise that upon our decision, we will return to public session, and we will be in a position to announce what the result is. And what I can't give you is an idea of how long that will be. But we will issue a notice. If the media aren't here, we'll issue a notice.
I'll stick around if that's okay.
Sure. Yep. There's a reception downstairs in the atrium.
Yeah.
Council now returns to public session, having met in a session closed to the public under the provisions of the Municipal Act for the purposes of considering advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose, and litigation or potential litigation, including matters before administrative tribunals affecting the municipality. And I'm pleased to announce that Council has unanimously passed the following instruction at my request. That Council be instructed to attend the Ontario Municipal Board proceedings to oppose the applications as being premature and not in the public interest, using an evidentiary-based approach. Now, a motion to rise and report to Council would be in order. Councillor Duddick, all in favor? Opposed, if any? I rise and report that Council has met and made recommendations on the discussion item 1 and confidential discussion item C1 as noted by the clerk. A mover and seconder for this report would be in order. Councillor Adams, Councillor Elger, all in favor? opposed if any. The report is adopted. We now need a mover and seconder for consideration of the confirmatory bylaw. Councillor Lapworth, Councillor Hutchins, all in favor? Opposed? The bylaw is adopted. This completes our agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, it is a pleasure working with you, especially when we are so aligned. And tonight, I think we've really sent a strong signal that the public will be very pleased to hear. And that completes our business, and we're adjourned.